Hello, hi, and welcome again to the Terminal Podcast, where in the end, it's all about the numbers. I am your host, 3 out of 7 ain't bad, and we are broadcasting high above the Civic Center station. Tonight, I'm curious, gentlemen, to know the last time you actually watched the Home Run Derby. Scott, when was the last time you actually tuned in? Not just, all right, it's on, but hey, we got to watch the Home Run Derby,
Appointment viewing, is that what you're saying?
basically.
Um, I have no idea. Yeah, it's been probably
Chris,
20
go
years.
ahead.
20
Chris
years,
was 20 years.
Probably
maybe.
appointment viewed in the last 10 years. There's probably 1 or 2 years where there were some people I was interested in. So
Mm.
again, was I watching every single swing intently? No, but it was more than just having it on.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, I'm aware of it, but I didn't.
I don't even know what it's on this year, so chances of me having it on tomorrow will be slim to none.
it's on the Netflix.
No,
Is
that's
He's
not happening.
purchased it?
Really?
Yes,
I did not know that.
it's
I
No,
on
I knew it was
Netflix.
something concocted. Michael Irving's going to be on it, so that'll help me tune in.
But the whole
He's
I
thing
don't
with
want to hear
Netflix,
Michael Irvin talk about cocaine and hookers, the two things he knows the best. I certainly don't want to hear him talk
wow,
about baseball.
strays for Michael Irvin getting
Whoa.
shot at.
Yeah.
But
He's
it's
like our
going
only
back
listener.
to
He's why are you taking shots at him?
He's just in a flop house right now listening to this.
oh, Dallas is gonna say what else is there to listen to?
No, he's got to be in
Um,
Philly. You said it yourself. How do you not know this? Okay.
that he's going to
So,
be in Philly. No,
yeah.
they're going back to for this year. They're returning to the 15 swings. Apparently, I mean, I guess the last couple of years it's been you've got 2 minutes to hit as many home runs as
Yeah.
possible to try and I guess that would have been to make it easier for advertisers because we know we're just going to
You know
get
how long it's going to take. Yeah,
yeah, we
of
can get
course.
out of this and everything like that. Whereas with the swings, you can
But
let
now with
the guys
Netflix,
can
they
let
don't have to do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that people can let it go. The one thing I was going to ask, and I think we all as former little league players can think about this. There's Bryce Harper, I believe, said he wants the last swing because they're going to do a golden ball or something like that. The last swing should be with an aluminum bat.
Yes,
Golden
yeah,
ball
I
with an
did say
aluminum
that. The
bat.
golden ball with aluminum bats. They'd kill
So
someone in the outfield, though.
that's what I'm going to say. So with
But
Scott,
you
do
know
you think
what? That might be worth it.
what to watch somebody die on live
Yeah, if somebody
television?
has a ball
I mean,
explode in their chest.
we all if I got to assume that's why people tuned in to watch the guy who was climbing up the side of a building, right? There's no one that you're Scott. If you tuned in, were you watching to see the guy go up the building, or were you watching to see him fall off the building to his death?
Um, no one's tuning in to see that. I'm gonna make a sharp turn on this thing and
Please do.
make reference the most I ever got into the home run derby was probably when we were in high school watching the ESPN old episodes of Home Run Derby, where it was like Hall of Famers from the
That's the
50s and
old TV
60s.
show, yeah.
I was gonna say
That
that.
was
Yeah,
the
Tony
shit.
Canigliari and Willie Mays. Wow, Willie, he's got
And
some swing. Yeah, yeah, he knows how to swing it really hard. Yeah.
that was impressive stuff. And like that, I
That was.
would love a show like that. I don't
really,
know.
really,
Take it.
really though. Would you really watch it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
but I would. I
on
would.
TikTok or whatever. Yeah, of course.
But I think only with retired players. I want to see old fat Poppy get out
Yeah.
there and try to hit dingers.
You're telling me you're not going to tune in to see Ken Griffey versus Frank Thomas tomorrow for a 5 minute, it's a 5 minute thing. It doesn't take that
Well,
long.
Frank
Are they
Thomas
really
says
doing that?
he takes Nugenics,
I was
so
gonna
So
say
he's off
between
you
him
gotta
and
take,
yeah,
he's scratched.
I
he's
would
got to
hope.
cycle
I
off
would
the
hope.
Nugenics. Him and
Well, it's
Doug Flutie.
almost like
So wait, Doug Flutie can't do it either. We can't
I
get
was
Doug
gonna
Flutie.
say it's similar to the way Serena came back because she's on what is it, Opesmic or whatever the GPLs or whatever that is on.
Ozempic, yeah.
It's like yeah,
Yeah, but that's not
so
performance. You get gaunted weak from that.
well, that is true because Frank Thomas looks like he look. There was at a point where Frank Thomas didn't look like he'd be able to roll out of bed and not hit 290 and hit and go deep or something like that. He doesn't look any different now. I mean,
That's true.
Doug Flutie looks
But
like
he
he'd
had low
get
test.
caught
But he
from
had low
behind.
testosterone.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what Nugenics is for.
Yeah. That's what he
Yeah,
said. I'm only
it-
taking
I
his word.
swallow it like candy.
it's- Okay, so while we're talking about candy, we've got a chance for I don't really have any theme music for you. Shake Snowdown. What do you got for us about the 48 and 47 Arizona Diamondbacks in second place in the NL West?
Yeah, they're sitting exactly where I said at if we can rewind back to like the first episode of the season here where I said they need a first baseman and they're going to be right on the bubble of this wild card thing. It's going to come down to the end of it, to the end of the season. So they're 2.5 out of it right now. They just swept the Dodgers in LA,
Three
and
and a half,
that was
three and
much
a half
needed.
out of the wild card. If you're saying that, I'm looking at according to BaseballReference.com. That's what they've got it at. Sorry,
All right.
continue on.
I
They're
thought we
close.
were two.
They're right there.
I thought we were 2.5.
I mean,
Two
somebody
and a half.
somebody
Two and
probably
a
just
half.
won. Yeah.
We're two
Two
and a
and a
half
half.
out, mister. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know about this baseball reference nonsense, but I go by the MLB official. So yeah,
Like
they're
I said, yeah.
exactly they are who I said they were.
All right, Kenny Green.
So
That was Denny Green when he's
I
head
still
coach of the
enjoy watching
Arizona
them.
Cardinals.
Yeah.
I watched them this weekend. I
Uh,
watch them when they lose. I don't know. I still like these guys. Marte's having a rough go right now. Corbin Carroll's having a rough go right now. A lot of injuries,
so
but
what? Good. I was
I
gonna
don't
say.
know.
So you predicted that correctly. What else did you predict correctly about you that halfway through the season, this is going to be like this? That you're still like this is. I thought this was still going to happen.
No, I'm very happy that I get to watch baseball that matters well into the season. I've been a Diamondbacks fan since they started, and those first whatever it was dozen seasons, with the exception of going to the World Series, you didn't get baseball past July that mattered at all. So that
Yeah.
became a kind of a running joke that I used to say to Chris, which would be like, if we talked about our teams, it's like, yeah, like I don't know, I would be excited to still be talking about my team. His team plays baseball all through October every year.
Yeah,
So, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Nobody's happy with it, by the way. But okay, sorry, go ahead.
Well, but
no,
that's one of the major differences between our teams. Is
that
we have a condensed season most of the time.
you're only 5 games behind them right now. I realize that, right? You guys, the Diamondbacks at 48, 47, the Yankees at 53 and 42. Chris, did you have the Yankees 4 games behind in the AL East? Second best record in the
uh,
American League, though. But
Again, I'm not sure where you're getting your information from. I believe we're 3 behind, but
well,
Baseballretard.com or whatever it's doing.
Baseball Reference hasn't updated. It'd be my guess. So
it's 3. It's 3. We're 4 back in the loss column, but 2 back in the win column, so that averages out to 3. Yeah. Again, I mean, I sound like there's people on the radio here locally that they call Yankee shills and Yankee apologists, but I have 4 players that have played 80 games this season. Cody Bellinger and Ben Rice, who are our 2 best players right now. Jazz Chisholm was our starting second baseman, but the 4th guy is Jose Caballero. Okay, he's the only other guy that's played 80 games. And of my starting pitchers, I only have 3 that have started 18 or more games, and one of them is David Weathers' son. If that gives you any indication. So, Cole, Fried, and Rodon have all been up and down with injury. Cole came back, Fried went out, Rodon came back and then went out. And again, the fact is, my best players played 59 games. And we're still 12 games over 500. And atop the wild card. And 3 games back from a team we just split with on their home turf. So I think they're in great position. They're always going to be active at the trade deadline. That doesn't mean they're always going to get like a top-notch player, but Brian Cashman is always going to be active and looking for relief pitching, some pinch hitting, maybe a catcher. There's some catchers out there. There's some pretty good catchers that might be available.
what
We'll
catches
take
are
that Moreno
available?
guy.
Oh, I was gonna say,
Well,
what
I'm
catches
not
are
saying I
available?
said might be available. The kid from Minnesota, I sound like Mike Francesa now. The kid from Minnesota is pretty good, and the kid from Colorado. Now I understand Colorado might not trade the guy because he's the only player on their team. What's his name? Hunter something.
You said the kid from Minnesota. I'm curious though.
No, kid from Minnesota and kid from Colorado. The kid from Colorado is literally the only decent player Colorado has on their team. Hunter Goodman. Yeah.
But my question to you is, if you were to trade for Ryan Jeffers, I believe is the
Yes,
catcher for
that's the guy, Ryan
Minnesota.
Jeffers. Yeah.
I mean, are you trading for him for what he's doing? I mean, obviously it's for what he's doing right now because he's hitting 292. But what do you think a major league catcher in 2026 is, what kind of numbers are you anticipating for just a major league catcher? I mean, obviously he's hitting he's having the year of his life. Not, I mean, he's having a career year, so
Right.
to speak, kind of like Cal Raleigh had last year. What do
Right.
what do you kind of think a catcher should be giving you?
Right. Better than 155, which is what my catcher's giving me right now.
Oh, okay. So it's better
My catcher's the
155.
worst. He's literally the worst. He's the worst everyday player hitter in Major League Baseball right now.
I'm not arguing with that.
No.
I'm
I'm
just
like
no.
statistically, he is.
Scott, what's your catcher? What's your catcher hitting? You know,
This
any
kid's
idea?
good, Moreno, right?
Yeah, Gabby Moreno, he's a great hitter. They've been playing this guy McCann hit 2 home runs yesterday. He's
Do you
been
still have one of the
helping out.
McCanns? James McCann?
Yeah,
We
I
do,
believe so,
yeah.
right?
I like him.
James McCann,
He's a workhorse.
who
I would
was
call him a workhorse.
the workhorse who comes off the bench every now and again because he got overpaid by us and we traded him to you
Hey,
guys? No, is that the same guy?
yeah.
Yeah.
We don't
Okay.
have that. We don't have that kind of money, but we'll take these good players and utilize
Well, he's
them.
not any good. Otherwise, he's not starting for you guys, is he?
No, Moreno's hitting 300.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
but Moreno could DH for us a little bit when he's
Yeah.
when his knees are tired on a
so
Sunday or a Saturday, whatever it is.
What's your
Again,
name? The
I
guy who
like.
runs. What's the guy
I
who runs
say
this podcast? Martin. Martin. There are literally scores of Yankee fans and even some reporters that are
Mhm.
advocating the Yankees trade for Luis Torrens. That's how
Yeah.
bad our catcher is.
Well, if you're looking on those same comment sections, then I brought the whole captain situation up is because those same fans on wearing, Met fans are calling for us to trade Francisco Alvarez because we're done with him. I'm tired of this guy. He's only hitting 250, and because he drops the ball every now and again. My point is, who else is hitting 250 that's a major league catcher that's like readily
Right. No,
available?
no, I agree with you. The fans calling for that, but like Luis Torrens is hitting 216. That's
Mm-hmm.
60 points higher than my everyday catcher.
And the thing with Luis Torrens is he's hitting 216 and he's a great 216 when it's every third or fourth. I mean, like when he's not your
Right.
everyday catcher, when he's your everyday
Right.
catcher,
He's
he's going
played
to end up
60
batting.
games. He's played
He's
60 or 96 games.
well, he's also because Francisco Alvarez has been injured and everything like that. But he's he's they're a catching duo, they're a catching tandem. And
Yeah.
since the briefness is with the Mets is we're already looking towards next year and it's who's going to get traded and blah blah blah. But in 2027, they've got to field a team, right? That's what the belief is. So if you've got this catching tandem of Luis Torrens and Francisco Alvarez, which by all rights is as good, if not better, than most other teams' catchers, why would I trade away either one of those guys?
Here's why. Here's why. And this is the Mets' whole thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Are you winning the World Series this year or next year as the New York Mets?
Well, not this year, but apparently, according to Mets fans, we're supposed to be trying to at least make the playoffs next year.
Okay, not happening. So my point is, if the Yankees call you and give you one of their top 5 pitching prospects, I don't know who it is, you know what I mean? For Luis Torrens, why wouldn't you take it? Are you winning a World Series with Luis Torrens on your roster?
Are you? I mean, you recognize that,
Yes or no? Yes or no? The answer is no.
but you guys would.
Well, my team's going to be in the playoffs, and Luis
Okay.
Torrens is hitting 60 points higher than my catcher.
But
So
Luis
that
Torrens
gives
is
me
also a Gold Glove defensive catcher. That's why I'm saying I don't understand why we
right,
just signed him to a
right,
2-year deal.
great,
So even if
great. Trent Grisham won a Gold Glove with the San Diego Padres in a year they didn't make the playoffs. Whoop-de-damn-do, as Derek Coleman once said. Okay, you don't need Luis Torrens on your team for the future of your team. Catchers, this is my point. You can get a guy who does what Luis Torrens does. You can. He's a role player. It's the whole thing the Knicks went through with people wanting to re-sign Mitchell Robinson. There's a reason Mitchell Robinson only plays 19 minutes a game because he's a role player. That's what Luis Torrens is. You can get rid of a role player if someone gives you a halfway decent prospect for a team that's going to finish 75 games out of first place this year.
okay, I understand what you're saying. Here's my counter thought. If I if I agree to myself that I'm happy with the Terence Alvarez answer at catcher, and what you're saying is I should trade that guy away, then what guarantee am I going to have that I'm going to be any happier with my situation at catcher by trading this guy away for a prospect who may or may not give me anything? He may be
It
the
doesn't
next. He
matter
may
that
be the
he's
next
on your
Greg
team now.
Jeffries.
Because
What?
he doesn't matter that he's on your team. That's not helping
It
your team
doesn't
do
matter that
anything.
he's on
You're
my
the
team.
worst team in Major League Baseball.
Okay.
What, could you be the worser team in Major League Baseball without Luis Torrens?
So once again, as I said earlier, I understand that in 2026 they're not doing anything, but the belief is in 2027 they are going to try and compete to make the playoffs,
Okay,
and we're going to need
two problems
catchers.
with that.
No,
Two
okay.
problems with that. Two problems
Mm-hmm.
with that. Luis Torrens isn't going to make or break your ability to make the playoffs next year, and we're going to have half a season next year.
You've hit both of the subjects because I was going to say so. I was going to ask about that before because the other part of it is the reason I said Luis Torrens is important is because he is, as I said, a Gold Glove caliber, elite, top quality defensive catcher.
Great,
Is it Scott?
wonderful.
So you don't. So no one cares. So you don't care about defense anymore. So basically, are we just watching video games? Is that what it is? Because we're the expectation is you
You
either
know who
are
doesn't
supposed
care
to
about
catch
defense?
everything.
Your general manager. I'm not saying your general. I'm saying you're in the universal sense.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Luis
that's
Torrens isn't that good. His defensive ability, which he's very good, does not impact winning
I'm not.
enough.
I understand. I'm not arguing for Luis Torrens anymore. I'm just arguing in general for defense. Scott, do you
No,
think anybody
no.
cares
In
about
the
defense at
analytic
all?
world, defense does not matter. We've been over this.
I don't.
No,
It doesn't. It's illogical. Then it just doesn't make any
I
Okay,
have
sense.
but
no
it
idea what
doesn't
you guys
matter to the people
are
that run
arguing
things.
about.
I'm not arguing
But
about it. I'm telling you, the people that are in charge don't give a shit. So you could care all you want about
it's
Raf
not that.
Santana's glove.
It's all right. I
This
mean,
is the argument we
it
have
wins
every time
games
we talk
because
about baseball on this podcast, Martin. It doesn't matter what you think.
it doesn't matter what I think, and it doesn't
Because
matter that other
you're not
teams
in
are.
charge of putting
It
together
doesn't
a
matter
Major League
teams are winning
Baseball
with
team.
it or anything like that. But teams are, but it makes no difference. You're right. You're right. You're right. No one cares
Well,
about
I'm just telling you
defense.
what the people who put together baseball teams care about. And they don't care about a 216 defensive catcher.
There's silence because I would ask them why would they sign him, but it makes no difference either way. So defense isn't important.
I don't know why they're silent, but they don't care.
Okay, so then let me ask you this then. Do they don't care about defense at first base either?
No.
So then why is everybody complaining to that same fan base and everybody? It doesn't make a difference who people seem to complain that teams need to go get a first baseman who, and then complain when that first baseman doesn't make plays on defense. But you
Right.
just said no one cares about defense. I mean, you're not. I mean, Scott, that happens to you guys out there at first. Well, no, who you got at first base for right now? As I try to drag you back into
No,
this.
that's what I said. I mean, at the beginning of this thing, I said we don't have a first baseman. We keep using different guys. We got Tim Tawa today played first base, but I mean, like that's
Yeah,
where
it seems
what
they
we
just
need.
people
What
get.
we're lacking at first base though is not like I'm not worried about a Gold Glove first baseman. You want your first baseman to be hitting home runs, like you want him to produce. So that at this point in the game, the first baseman's a strong bat on most
It's
teams,
it's a bat and
right? Am
not a
I wrong? I
defense.
don't
Yeah,
know, Chris.
I believe
Yeah,
that,
because I like
Chris.
Pete Alonso.
Well, Pete Alonso, that was the whole thing with Pete Alonso came up as a first baseman. Ben Rice came up as a catcher, right?
Not really. He caught in the minors. He was not an everyday catcher, which is why he hasn't put on catcher's gear at all this year.
So what?
Because he's
Yeah,
not really a catcher. He
I
has the ability to catch.
could care less if he's got the ability. I'm asking when he was in the minor
No,
leagues, was he?
he was not an everyday catcher. No,
So he
that's my
was.
point.
So he was what? Then he did
He was
that as
being
well
weaned off of
as
catching to play first base when he started in the minors. He was being weaned off of catching because he wasn't that good a catcher.
they ever play. I mean, like, but he's not alone where people that are you move them off and it goes back to so was the whole scene in Moneyball that everybody goes back to, where Brad Pitt's in there with the coach, and he says, I'm going to put you over at first base, and he says, ask the coach here, and he says, yeah, it's extremely difficult. That
Yeah.
just doesn't.
No, that exists. He made a guy who couldn't throw a baseball. They were like, put Scott Honeyberg at first.
The point of that scene was that first base actually is difficult to play, and
It
yet
is, but they don't care that it's difficult to play. By the way, Patrick Bailey and Dylan Dingler, who I've never heard of, were the Gold Glove winning catchers last year in Major League Baseball.
Dingler's the kid in Detroit, isn't
he? Yes, apparently. I never heard of him.
Really? He's okay.
Yeah.
He's one of the same names that you're talking about that's on the block that might get traded because if Detroit decides to sell or anything like that, but
I don't think they will.
No. I mean, yeah, I would hope.
If you're a bad team, though, if you're a bad team and you're the fan of a bad team, and with knowing the uncertainty of next year's baseball, if I'm the Mets, literally everybody's on the trade block except for Soto, Ewing, Benj, and the pitcher guy. What's the pitcher guy's name? Nolan McLean.
Well,
I listen to offers for everybody else. I'm not saying you trade them, but I don't hang up the phone if someone calls and wants any of those guys.
I think that includes anyway.
That includes Alvarez, Lindor, Bichette. Now I know they've said Lindor is not on the trade block, but I would listen. That's just me.
Well, I would think that that's kind of the case anyway. I don't think I hear what you're saying, and I'm not saying that they should have not listened to anything, but it's like it's going to take. I don't think anybody's going to offer what you said to break up either one of the catching duos. I mean, they shouldn't.
Oh my God! If you hang on to one of these two schmuck catchers, if someone offers you something, you're an idiot.
All right, because it just doesn't make any sense. The same way you're trying to make me scared about a work stoppage. When was the last time any MLB season lost games?
1994.
So why should I be scared about a work stoppage now?
Only because every legitimate expert has said there's not going to be baseball next year. I've not seen one writer or reporter expert say that there's going to be a full season next year. Not one.
Scott, does that not sound like it is every other year that we've gone close to a work stoppage?
I'm not an expert on any. I just came here to watch you guys argue about this shit. So I'm getting my money.
About Martin still thinking anybody cares about defense, which we do once a month. We have this argument.
What
he's going to tell me about somebody's batting average.
I'm not going to tell you about anything. It doesn't make a difference because it really doesn't make a difference. I don't understand what the point of any of this is if none of this counts. If we're not going to actually care about the actual game itself, it's just going to be, let's just put these numbers. It's like watching a video game and then being upset that the video game's not happening the way what you're supposed to happen because because that pixel didn't happen.
That's what people don't like about sports now.
The fact that
stat nerds put together the lineup. Aaron Boone gets blamed for it, but he literally gets handed a card that says start these 9 guys in this order and at this position today because we have a number that says this guy should start today.
So then why are we you're not none of that is enticing to try and make anybody watch it. That's the thing.
I'm not saying it's enticing. I'm just telling you what the truth is. I'm not saying it's enticing. I'm not here trying to sell the sport. That's Rob Manfred's job.
I don't think Rob Manfred is going to allow for a work stoppage because there's too much money on the table for people to get lost between the television networks. Because yes, you're right. They everybody is saying that, yes, but everybody also should recognize that there's billions of dollars that big companies that are way more important than any of us have destined on this whole baseball thing. So that's why I'm like, I'm gonna bet on the money, and money is not likely to try and not money go.
Places still have work stoppages, and it's always about money. In 1994, it was about money. In 2013, the NFL was about money.
That
doesn't mean it's not going to have a stoppage.
All right. So how much you want to bet that there's a stoppage? Say that. I guess I might probably ask that
They will
before as
not play
well. So
162 Major League Baseball games
oh,
next
I'll
year.
definitely bet on that. They're gonna play at one. They'll play 160. Oh, I see. Let's see. No, 162 sounds about right because we can miss spring training games. They've done that before. Miss spring
Yeah.
training games and
No,
played
no, I agree. Yeah.
162. So that's what I'm saying. I can see it. I can see them missing spring training games, but 162 is going to happen.
Okay.
There's because Netflix has their one game and Apple's got their one game and everything like that, and all those contracts still got to get met. So that's why I would think they're
Well,
going to be
no,
able to
that
play
I think that's the whole problem is you're dealing with so many entities now, more than in the past. When
until
you just
they can
had like
all.
one major network
Mhm.
that you were dealing with.
And each team was able to deal with their regional sports network until
Right. But
Robbie
now
was
you're
like, yeah,
adding in Amazon Prime, Netflix, Apple, all that. That's where I think it gets to like not a breaking point, but I just think you're dealing with so many more entities.
I our whole argument is just the fact that the owners like New York with SNY and the Yes Network and whatever it is in Boston. I've said before, and Marquee with the Cubs and everything like that. Those regional networks that are still making money for those individual teams isn't being split amongst the other teams that lost their regional networks, like Cincinnati and Pittsburgh and all those other places like that that don't have
Right.
enough of a fan base to be able to make money hand over foot like that. I mean, and the Braves seem to count as this outlier because they've got the battery, and until everybody gets one of those, yeah,
Right. I'm just saying there's more entities you're dealing with, so that's the more likelihood of some sort of delay when you're dealing with more entities. You got to get more people to agree. We can't get three people to agree in this country on anything.
we can't get three people on this podcast to agree.
Right.
Otherwise,
Correct.
Oh, right now.
That's
well,
my point.
otherwise you might have been saying something, or it took all that to get you to say something, Scott. So that's the reason why.
Oh, I'm not paying attention.
I stopped paying attention.
Look, I was going to say this before.
I'm
I might
on
have
the
said this.
show and I'm not
Look,
listening.
we are like the Golden Girls. Like I'm Blanche. I'm a needy person who needs this show to work. Scott,
You're a whore?
you are no,
Who am I?
yeah. Scott, you're
You're the
you're
old
the
lady.
beautiful B. Arthur.
Yellow
You're
Getty?
along for the ride, but it's good either way.
Wait,
The
I'm
view
B.
of
Arthur?
yes, you're B.
No,
Arthur.
B. Arthur was.
Yes,
She's
she's
6 feet
great.
tall. Oh.
She's too
She talks a lot more than Scott does. Just saying.
Chris is Rose because he's the star of the show who's going to bring the funny or at least the words every time, if even whether you disagree with them at the kitchen table or not. And the view of Atlanta for those on YouTube is Sophia because she's beautiful for her age and you really don't want to know about her past. So yeah.
I don't. I see
You don't
flaws
like
in your
being B. Arthur. You don't like being B.
analogy.
Log. So if that's not the case, then give me a better argument as to who's what.
Um, I'm Dee's little sister, and Chris is Shirley.
Dee's little sister.
I just ChatGPT'd it and it said there really isn't an official star of the Golden Girls intentionally built on ensemble comedy, but if you had to pick one, the strongest case is B. Arthur.
Okay.
Sure. No, I didn't. I wasn't arguing that at all. I knew that it was
No,
her.
I'm just. Well, he said I
Yeah.
was the star, but he was
Because it's
trying to
her
make
Well,
it better.
mom. Isn't it her mom? Like they live with her
I
mom too.
she does live with
Isn't
no
Estelle Getty B.
her
Arthur's mom
mom.
in the show? Am I wrong?
Yes. Yeah. No, she is.
Uh,
Yeah, Estelle
Listen, I'm
Getty is
just
B.
telling you
Arthur's
what the
mom who
official
moved
judgment
in.
of the entire world ChatGPT said.
Anyway,
But who is this?
I want to finish my
Who's the
what's
one name
happening
that everybody
analogy.
knows off of? I'm just gonna say, I'm not letting you go back to that what's happening analogy because that already threw me off. That's why I said D. Wait, hold on a sec. No, out of the Golden Girls, everybody knows Betty White. Everybody knows Rose and knows about her craziness and everything like that. That's why she's the star. That's why you're the star. No one else has got their own things and everything like that going
B.
on.
Arthur won the show's first acting Emmy.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it does say who was the lead when the show aired, B. Arthur. But to Martin's point, it says who became the most iconic afterward, Betty White.
It's Betty White. Yeah, she's the only one.
But
I
that's
like.
it afterward.
Well, no one's going to do it beforehand. Can't see it.
All right, so if we were the
happening.
designing women, which one would you be, Martin?
Wow, designing women. I was trying to remember those.
Delta Burke.
Annie Potts is on. Isn't Annie Potts
Annie
on that
Potts.
show?
Yeah.
Right.
No, you're
Annie
right.
Potts,
Jean
Delta
Smart.
Burke, Jean Smart. Yeah.
And
Who suddenly
the
is
Southern
now-
lady who was in the show. She was in the show. What's
She was in
happening?
Different Strokes. No, she was in Different Strokes.
Not what's happening. Different Strokes. Right. Yeah.
Who? Dixie. I thought you said Dixie Carter.
Dixie
not
Carter,
Dixie Carter.
whatever. Yeah. Whatever her
So
name
who was the
was.
other one? Because there was the two
That was
dark-haired
it.
ones that
Got
were
it.
like that.
Delta Burke. You said Delta Burke.
We said all right. So then it was Dixie Carter, Delta Burke,
Yeah.
Annie Potts, and Jean Smart.
And the
Can I
other
be
lady.
Annie? Can I be Annie Potts? Because she's still working.
You cannot be. What do you call it? What's the black guy's name? What was his name?
I'm not being
Yeah.
Michelle. I wasn't trying to be Michelle or is it Michelle Taylor? I'm trying to say Michelle.
Meshach Taylor. Was it Meshach Taylor?
It might have been Meshach Taylor. I'm
Yes.
not being Meshach Taylor.
Hang on.
No,
Hang
thank
on.
you.
I'm getting the research is getting up. Jean
To what, to
Smart.
see
Yeah.
what
Delta
Meshach
Burke.
Taylor is up to?
Meshach Taylor. Yeah. It's Anthony Bouvier.
Yeah, no, and no.
Julia
No.
Duffy. Julia Duffy. That's
Oh,
Julia
Jan
Duffy.
Hooks was on the last season. Wow. Who knew that?
I didn't know a
You
lot
say
of that.
Jan Hooks?
Yeah, Scott Bakula was a regular. He was Ted Shively, Mary Jo's ex-husband in seasons 1 and 2.
Wow.
Mary Jo's ex-husband. So Mary Jo would have been Annie Potts' character, I believe.
Gerald
Right.
McRaney was Delta Burke's first husband, and wasn't he the guy? Wasn't that Major Dad?
Sounds like
Wait, no,
Is
Major
Yeah.
Dad. Who's
Yeah,
that
Major
guy?
Dad. He was Major Dad. Gerald McRaney.
first,
Yeah.
you know what? I was thinking of Coach for a second, but yeah.
I was
Not.
gonna say,
I think
you
know
that's
what?
that
And
was
I
Miss
said-
Frankie Nelson.
I said Annie Potts because Annie Potts is on Young Sheldon, where she plays his grandma, and Craig T.
Yes.
Nelson is like her boyfriend, or whatever, like that on that
Yes.
show. Yeah.
No, that's a good point. Good point.
I will say this: if you're any kind of a fan of Big Bang Theory in terms of throw on, the same way in the first couple of seasons it was focused on Sheldon and it was really annoying until they figured out a
Yeah.
way to not have it be focused on Sheldon, but him still be on the show. Young Sheldon, I watched like the first episode from season 1. I couldn't tell you anything about the other ones, but it felt that way. But I watched it recently, like it was like probably season 4, because I think it's already off
Yeah.
there. But it's like it's on PBS,
Yeah.
for like
Yeah,
a 5-hour
she's
block.
Meemaw. She's
Yeah.
Sheldon's Meemaw.
Once
Oh, I
it
didn't
gets
know
to,
that.
Good
I
call.
caught season 4 where George gets Mandy pregnant, which they then
Okay,
have
and
their
now
own
that's the
spin-off show.
spin-off.
That
Yeah.
it's like a 4-episode arc where Sheldon's in it and he's very minuscule, but it's George and Mandy and the whole mom dealing with the whole town not liking her and everything like that. It's a whole interesting thing. And I'm speaking out for Young Sheldon again because it's like, yeah, this is what happens when you wake up at 7 a.m. You're flipping around, and that's the only thing that's on. Like TBS is just running that consistently.
What was Annie Potts' first big role?
Oh, Ghostbusters. She's the secretary.
Ghostbusters. What do you want?
Yeah, I was gonna say Annie Potts. I was gonna say once again.
It's so funny. I forgot. That's such an iconic role of hers, and I associate her with Harry Crumb more than I associate her with Ghostbusters.
Harry
Do you?
Crumb.
Who's that?
Good
Yeah, I'm
grief.
looking at her filmography. Who's Harry Crumb?
Who's
Yeah.
Harry
course.
Crumb?
Yeah, that was a big
John
one for me.
Candy. That's a John Candy. What? We're still good.
Yes. And the What's It Called Brothers. Wasn't it the What's It Called Brothers did that one? No.
Farley
Oh,
Brothers.
no, I
Is
thought
the
it was. No,
principal,
it's not.
the principal from Ferris Bueller is not in that as well? He must be, right?
Are
The
you still
principal
on?
from Ferris Bueller. What's his
Yeah.
name?
Are
Yeah,
you
man.
still on? Who's Harry Crumb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're asking if we remember.
I'm asking.
if the
Yeah, oh,
principal
100%.
from Ferris
Jeffrey
Bueller-
Jones, 1,000% is in that movie. Yeah.
Yeah. The
So you
principal from
remember Harry
Ferris
Crumb that
Bueller?
well. No,
Yes.
I understand that. I just didn't.
I thought you said the principal from Breakfast Club. My fault. Yeah, principal
No,
from
no.
Ferris Bueller. Yeah. I thought you said Breakfast Club. I was thinking of that guy.
Yeah, no, those are two.
No,
different
no,
guys.
Two
that's
weeks,
different guy.
Bender. 2 months. You're mine.
Gosh, I'm trying to think where that guy's from.
I got
Right.
you for the rest of your
Anyway,
natural born
Chris, hey,
life.
Harry, let's throw Harry Crumb on the list for
I
your
got 50 movies. I still got a huge list. I did 3 today. There's a bunch of stuff coming out. So
You
you're
watched three
good.
movies? What'd you watch today?
I
Don't and
watched
those
the Milagro Beanfield War, A Man Called Otto, and 12 Angry Men.
okay. And no spoilers.
For those
Takes you
who
3 minutes, and you'll know all you need to know about those movies.
I was gonna
Again,
say
get your
the
plugs in at the end of
I
the
was gonna say
show.
the plug. I was about to close up. You want to do it?
We've
We'll do
talked
it
about Annie
after.
Potts for 10 minutes.
We'll talk. I'll do it. We'll do it after the trivia question. We'll give
Okay.
you the chance to
Here's
do
with the
the
trivia
promotional
question.
plug. The
My
I'm
Potscast. I'm
sorry.
starting a Potscast. It's
That's
all
Annie
a
Potts.
yeah.
We've been talking about old women that were on television back in the 80s. That one includes anchor Linda Cohn, who is retiring from ESPN Sports Center, being behind the desk after 34 years. She's hosted the most score centers ever. And according to ESPN.com, how many does the site say she's hosted when it comes to score center, sports center? Scott, you got a number? Give
Yeah.
me a general, we're shooting ballpark range sort of
I have
thing.
no idea. I have
Well, of
not
course not.
watched a Sports Center in maybe 20 something
Who
years.
has?
So, but I don't know how many I don't know. She's done
See, you
probably
what you're
12.
forgetting, like you weren't around for the
You're forgetting
majority of
the
her sports
answers.
centers when you were actually watching Sports Center.
She
Linda
was
Cohn was
sports
hosting.
centering when like the Stewart era, right?
Sports
Yeah.
centering.
I've been
Sports
watching the
centering.
Rich Eisen podcast with old Sports Center anchors. It's pretty good. But yeah, go ahead.
All right, so no,
So then
Chris
you
has it
probably have a
probably
better
good.
number.
I'm gonna just
Well,
throw a
yeah.
stupid number out there. I'm gonna put it out
Go
there.
ahead.
1260.
1260.
I,
1260.
the number I was going to go with was 1100, so I'll stick with that. That was the
Oh,
So
number I had in mind.
1260. Chris goes under with 1100, right? I got those numbers correct.
Yeah.
Believe so. So thanks for listening. However, whether it's
Martin,
on
you got to give us
Spotify.
Martin,
Oh,
before you
sorry,
go.
sorry,
Before
sorry, I
you go.
forgot.
You
Oh,
one word, literally one word. Literally one word. Who wins it? Spain, England, Argentina, France. Give me one word.
uh,
That's one word. We didn't get it. Shit.
France.
Okay. All right.
You know what? France, England would be great to
There
see
you
just
go.
because.
France.
wait, what do you
You
think?
mean out of all four of them? Like, because
Who's
that
going to
is
win?
the
Those
semi.
four in the final four. Who's going to win it? You said France. It's not a fucking difficult question.
Well, it is because I'm thinking about because the
Just
the
say one team.
semifinals
It
down to
doesn't matter
three.
if you're right or wrong.
Joe.
Did you
Correct.
want to win at football or like be a better coach?
All right. So I paused because I wanted to give you a chance for the promotional. So plug your podcast as they say.
One man movie review podcast. 1 minute movie. 1 man. 1 minute. 1 minute man. 1 minute movie review podcast. You find it on YouTube. There's an Instagram and a Twitter you can follow on there every day. I've got a ton of movies I want to watch that I've wanted to watch for a long time, and it's literally 1 minute. I've kept them to 1 minute the last couple. I know the first few were like a minute 30, and everyone was screaming. You can do it while you're brushing your teeth. I just give a quick review of a movie. Have fun with it.
There you go. You can watch that on YouTube, as he had said. You can watch this as well at youtube.com/@terminalpod for the channel for all your questions. The answer to tonight's trivia question will be in the description. Chris, Scott, thank you very much. I'll be back soon enough with hopefully something better to put down. Take it easy down your life's highway and have a good evening.